Hey guys, this is it. This is the winter meeting weekend, and it is the annual video that I do on this channel. Where if I had a vote on on this committee or any of the committees, who would I vote for the Baseball Hall of Fame? Before I get into this, I want to thank everyone who commented on the last video, and I'm going to read your comments. I'm actually going to read your comments in a moment, because I got some very good comments on who people would vote for and different reasons. So if I'm not looking at the camera while I'm reading these, it's because I'm reading it off my phone. But I do, I want to mention these comments. I want to mention the picks here. I thought everybody had very good comments, so I'm going to read them real quick. Um, Stephen Greco, 1939, his picks would be Roger Clemens, Barry Bonds, and Don Mattingly. Jason Bala 7858 said Dale Murphy, Don Mattingly, and Roger Clemens are his picks. JD slash Yo 3FO, I thought had an incredible post here, and I want to read this. The Hall of Fame criteria has changed. We have seen this with Rollin and Dick Allen. It's no longer 3,000 hits, 500 home runs as a lock. It's now 2,000 plus hits with 400 home runs. I would want to see Jeff Kent, Gary Sheffield, and Barry Bonds. And that's a very good point. I want to go back real quick because, when I was growing up and into my teens, I was like, for a hitter, if you got 3,000 hits or 500 home runs or both, you were technically a lock for the Hall of Fame. And then same with the pitcher. If you got 3,000 strikeouts or 300 wins or both, you were genuinely a lock for the Hall of Fame. Now these days, I don't see that happening again. I really don't. Jeff W7125 wrote, "This list is tough to pick only three from because a great argument could be made for just about all of them. I am kind of over Bonds and Clemens right now. I would put them in the Hall of Fame if I could, but it feels like they are always taking up space, and I am ready for someone else to get in right now. Therefore, if I had a vote on this committee, then my votes would go to Jeff Kent, Don Mattingly, and Dale Murphy." Thank you to everyone who commented on my video. And I always love to hear from people. And I would still like to hear from people. You could leave your posts, you could leave your picks here on who you would vote for if you had a vote for this committee for the Baseball Hall of Fame. So I went by the rules of this particular committee. You could vote for no more than three people. That's the rule. You can vote for no more than three people out of these eight. Um, so I'll go through the eight one more time, and then I'll tell you who I would vote for. The eight that are up for consideration: Barry Bonds, Roger Clemens, Carlos Delgado, Jeff Kent, Don Mattingly, Dale Murphy, Gary Sheffield, and Fernando Valenzuela. So, after doing a lot of research and thinking and consideration, I only ended up voting for two people. Only voted for two people for the Hall of Fame this year. So, let me tell you who I vote for and why I'm voting for them. The first person is Don Mattingly. Mattingly's numbers are fantastic. 307 career batting average, 6-time All-Star, 9-time Gold Glove winner, 3-time Silver Slugger, was named Major League Player of the Year, also won the American League MVP in 1985. 2,153 career hits, 1,099 career RBI, led the American League in batting in 1984 and RBIs in 1985. Um, 222 career home runs, was an unbelievable first baseman in the 1980s for the New York Yankees. The only thing that kind of got robbed from him was his chance to win a World Series. But, some of the best players in the history of baseball never got to a World Series, and they are in the Hall of Fame. And Mattingly was such a fantastic hitter. He really, really was. He deserves to be in Cooperstown. I'm surprised at this point he's not in Cooperstown yet. He should be, and I'm hoping he does get in. He gets one of my votes. The other person that I would vote for, and I'm sure this is going to be a surprise to a lot of people, but I think there's an argument for him. Fernando Valenzuela. He has a 3.5 career ERA. I know that's a little bit high, but there are other players that probably have higher ERAs that are in the Hall of Fame with him. 2,074 career strikeouts, won the Cy Young. Oh, by the way, he also won that in his rookie year when he was the National League Rookie of the Year in 1981. A six-time All-Star. He was in the All-Star game 6 times. Gold Glove winner, World Series champion, 2-time Silver Slugger, back when pitchers used to hit in the National League. Led the National League in wins in 1986, led all of baseball in strikeouts in 1981. 173 career wins, and my God, one of the characteristics is character. What character Fernando Valenzuela was. Such a immense representation of the Latino community at that time, and he had a very good career. Obviously, his main years were with the Dodgers, but he did pitch for other teams before ultimately retiring in 1997. But I really think there is a valid argument for Fernando Valenzuela to get into the Hall of Fame. I really do. If you look deep into his numbers, yes, he doesn't have a lot of wins, but over 2,000 strikeouts, a 6-time All-Star, Gold Glove winner, Silver Slugger, Rookie of the Year, MVP. I could go on and on to make the argument for Fernando Valenzuela. I will be honest with you guys. I was tempted to go 3. The third I was thinking of going with was Barry Bonds. I just think maybe one more time around, wait for him, then, maybe I'd consider. He's got the numbers. I've always said with Barry Bonds, he has the numbers. He's got basically every single thing you would need statistically and awards and all that for him to be in the Hall of Fame. My only setback for him is the character, and I never thought he was that good. Like he wasn't approachable. Obviously with the media, we've seen that in the past. But there's such a valid argument for him to be in. I mean, I know he should be in, but the steroids is such a big thing, and I know a lot of people hold him on that. Same with Clemens, but I got to go back to character. That's one of the rules when people do vote in the Hall of Fame is character, and Bond's character not really the best, but we'll have to wait and see. So if I had a vote, my votes would go for Don Mattingly and Fernando Valenzuela. Now, will any of these 8 get voted in tomorrow? That's what we're going to find out. MLB Network, 7:30 p.m. Eastern is when the official announcement will be made as to who gets into the Baseball Hall of Fame through this committee. I will be making a reaction video tomorrow night giving my thoughts on the results, and I'll tell you what the results were because they do post the results up almost immediately after. So be fun to see how this turns out. Will there be happy people tomorrow? Or is this group of 8 going to get passed over? There's a possibility this group could get passed over. Who knows? And if you want to leave your picks in the comment section, please, I encourage you. If you haven't done it, leave your picks in the comment section below. We'd be very interested to hear and read who you guys think from this group of 8 should get into the Baseball Hall of Fame. I'll see you guys tomorrow with my reaction to the results.